Hi, kindergarten friends, it's Mrs. Kearney back with our story, It's Mine. If you remember from the last time, it was about 3 frogs that live in a pond that are arguing all the time. They fight about everything, they don't share, they are not bucket fillers, they are not kind to each other for most of the book, but they learn to be in the end, and it makes them happy. So we're going to read this story again, and I want you to be thinking of ways that you can be kind to someone at your house. If you have other kids at your house, ways to be kind to them, and I would love you to share that with me through email or a video back to me, ways you're being kind. So our story is called It's Mine, and the author is Leo Lionni. It's Mine. This is a really old book, so hopefully it doesn't fall apart on us. And I don't know why there's a math problem there. In the middle of Rainbow Pond, there was a small island. Smooth pebbles lined its beaches, and it was covered with ferns and leafy weeds. So here's the pond, and it said it's Rainbow Pond. In the middle there's an island. So here's the water, and the ferns, and the leafy weeds. On the island lived 3 quarrelsome frogs named Milton, Rupert, and Lydia. They quarreled and quibbled from dusk till dawn. And if you remember, I said quarreling and quibbling means arguing. And they did it from dawn to dusk, which means morning until night. Here they are. They do not look like they're getting along very well, do they?
No.
Stay out of the pond, yelled Milton. Milton, the water is mine. Can the water really be yours?
Yeah.
Get off the island, shouted Rupert. The earth is mine. Not sharing, are they? No, Rupert's saying the earth is his. The air is mine, screamed Lydia as she leaped to catch a butterfly, and so it went. So that means that this kind of thing happened all day long. One day, a large toad appeared before them. I live on the other side of the island, he said. But I can hear you shouting, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine, all day long. There is no peace because of your endless bickering. You can't go on like this. How does that toad feel? Tim? Mad or frustrated, right? He's saying you cannot keep doing this. You're endless bickering. That means you're fighting that doesn't stop. You're fighting and fighting and arguing and arguing. With that, the toad slowly turned around and hopped away through the weeds. No sooner had he left than Milton ran off with a large worm. The others hopped after him. Worms are for everybody, they cried. But Milton croaked defiantly. Not this one, it's mine. So what did Milton say about that worm? Colleen?
It's mine.
How about these guys? How were they feeling? Tim?
I'm mad because they both wanted to share the worm, but the other mean guy wouldn't.
They were feeling mad, yeah. Suddenly the sky darkened and a rumble of distant thunder circled the island. Rain filled the air and the water turned to mud. The island grew smaller and smaller as it was swallowed up by the rising flood. So the water got higher and higher and started covering the whole island. The frogs were, Colleen?
Terrified.
Oh, terrified. That's a big word. Terrified or scared. So those frogs were scared or terrified. Desperately, they clung to the few slippery stones that still rose above the wild, dark water. But soon, these too began to disappear. How are they still feeling?
Terrified.
Yep.
Scared.
Yep, they're scared. There was only one rock left, and there the frogs huddled, trembling from cold and fright. But they felt better now that they were together, sharing the same fears and hopes. So how are they feeling? They're feeling a little bit Timmy?
Hmm?
How were they feeling? They were feeling a little bit. Colleen?
Better.
Yeah, they're feeling a little bit better. And they were feeling better, Colleen, because they're what?
Because they're all together.
Because they're together. They're finally together helping each other out. Good job. Little by little, the flood subsided. That means the flooding stopped. The water stopped getting higher. The rain fell gently and then stopped altogether. So the storm's getting better. The rain is stopping. But look! The large rock that had saved them was no rock at all. You saved us, shouted the frogs when they recognized the toad. Were they on a rock, friends? No, that was a toad they were standing on. The next morning, the water had cleared. Sun rays chased silver minnows on the sandy bottom of the pond. Joyfully, do you remember we said joyfully means happily? They're happy. The frogs jumped in, and side by side, they swam around the island. So the sun's coming down. They can see the minnows are little fish at the bottom of the pond. How are the frogs feeling, friends? Tim?
Happy.
They're feeling happy. Are they fighting? No. And when you're fighting, how do you feel?
Not good.
Not good. Nobody feels good when they're fighting. Good. So they're getting along. They're enjoying each other. They're feeling happy. Together, they leaped after the swarms of butterflies that filled the air. Is anybody yelling, "It's mine! It's mine"? Tim?
No.
No. They're having fun playing together. It's more fun to play with friends than by yourself. And later, when they rested in the weeds, they felt happy in a way they had never felt happy before. Colleen, why do you think they're feeling happy?
Because they're all together.
They're all together and getting along and having fun, right? Is that what you think too, friends? Same. Isn't it peaceful, said Milton. And isn't it beautiful, said Rupert. And do you know what else, said Lydia. No, what? The others asked. It's ours, right? Before they were saying, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine. Now they're saying, it's ours. The end. So in the end, my friends, how did those frogs feel? Timmy?
They felt happy and they weren't like mad at each other.
Yeah, they did. And friends, why did they feel happy? Colleen?
Because they were all together and they were sharing, not fighting.
Yes, exactly. Can you put that over there, buddy? Because they were getting along, they were sharing, they weren't fighting. This was great. And everything they had now, flies, they were all sharing, so they didn't have to worry about, having their own fly to eat. All right, let's do a few of our WH kind of questions about this book, friends, okay? Well, how far along is it? 8 minutes? Okay. The last one was super long, so I'm going to try to do this one. All right, so remember we said characters. Let me grab this. So here's our picture for the characters, friends. Remember this one? The characters, and we say the characters are the people and animals in the story. So that helps remind us that people are one of the things, people and animals. So let's see here. Who were the characters, people or animals, in our story? Can you think of that for me? All right, let's see if Timmy knows. Tim?
Frogs and toad.
You're right. It was the 3 frogs and the
Toad.
and the toad. So here we are, friends. This whole story was about the 3 frogs, and the toad was in it too. Where is that guy? Those were our characters. And our characters for this story, were they people or were they animals for this one?
Animals.
Animals. This story, the characters are animals. Nice job. So the 3 frogs and the toad were the characters in the story. Let's go to our next one, which is the setting. And do you remember the setting is where the story takes place? So where were they? Where were our characters? Where were Toad and the 3 frogs? All right, before I have Timmy answer, if you weren't sure, I bet a lot of you knew that one, but if you weren't sure, this poor book, this might not make it till next spring. If you weren't sure, let's see if we can take a look in the book for some clues. Tim?
Island.
The island in the
Lake.
pond. Yeah,
Pond.
close. Pond. So yes, it took place, the setting or where the story happened was the island and the pond. Good job. Very, very good. All right. There was a problem in this story. Do you remember we say the problem is what goes wrong in the story? This one could kind of have 2 answers. Can you think of the problem? What went wrong in the story? Here's some problem. Colleen?
One of the problems is that they run into a storm.
They run into a storm, right? A storm happens, and what happens around them?
Like all the water floods.
Yeah, the water floods, their island disappears, you're right. How did they fix this problem? What was the solution?
They all jumped onto the rock or the toad, and then they were safe until the storm ended.
Yeah, so for that problem, exactly. They went on top of that toad that they thought was a rock and stayed there until the storm went away. Good job. Another problem in the story could be that they were fighting a lot, and that solution happened when they all had to work together as a team, right? So they had to all get on the same one, and they were all on that same rock, like, I'm so glad you're here with me, so I'm not alone, and we're feeling scared together, and we're hoping that something helps us together. So that was it too. In the end, they ended up being nice to each other, so that was a very happy ending. All right. We are going to come over here, and I'm just going to tell you this sequence again, because this is probably a sequence we've been doing for a couple weeks now, and I want you to be rock stars and superstars at it. I'm not going to make you put it together. Okay, friends, see if you can look at this. I'm going to go through it once, just pointing, and I want you to tell me your answer out loud, okay? We're going to use those sparkly story words like first, next, last, okay? So I'm going to point, and you at home say your answers out, okay? So all right. When it's that quiet, all I can hear is this fan. I probably shouldn't have that on. Is it like making the picture weird?
No, it's just really loud.
It's really loud.
It's okay. It's fine.
Okay. So if your answer sounded something like this, then you were right on. So first, there's a tadpole egg, or the frog egg. Then it hatches to a tadpole. Then it grows into a baby frog. And last, whoop, it grows into a frog. All right. And I hope you were able to do your sequencing you for me, because I would love to see those pictures and videos of you guys telling me the sequence of you, okay? The next thing I wanted to do... Okay, friends, I sent this home in the newsletter to your grown-up. It's sheets that look like this, but they're black and white the way I scanned them for you. And they are our pronouns. Do you remember we were working a lot on he and she when we are talking about boy and girl? So this one we would say, you kind of have to see some of these up close. He is flying a kite. She is catching butterflies. She is holding tulips or flowers. Let's find a boy. He is catching butterflies. So you have these cards. Your grown-up can either print them out for you, and you cut them up. So I made 2 copies of each because these are going to be used to do a memory game or a Go Fish game. So you can print these out, and if you want, you can take some construction paper and put it on the back so you really can't see through it. I have mine on a little bit thicker paper here, but you can do 2 copies of each and then cut them out, and it's going to be either memory or Go Fish, which I'm going to do with my kids in a minute to show you. If you do not have a printer, that is totally okay. You just get to be an artist, which is a fun project too. You can make your own, so maybe take 2, so just cut out pictures like this, and you'd want to do it in pencil. I did it in marker so that you can see, but you can see through it. But if you want, think of spring things. So this is a boy with a flower, and you could say, he has a flower. Or, here's a girl with an umbrella, she has an umbrella. So again, you want to make 2 of each, so you can do memory or Go Fish. But if you do not have a printer, that's okay. Just be the artist. Maybe you could do a boy with a bumblebee and a girl with a bumblebee, or a girl with a bird and a boy with a bird, and play it the same way we're going to play it now, okay?
Are you doing matching or Go Fish?
We are going to quickly do matching.
Okay, so just put them on the ground so I can get it on the ground.
Okay. Sorry. Camera lady's telling us the best way for this to work.
Put them on the ground.
I'm going to put them just so we can do them quick, bud, because I want to show my friends this game and the other one, but thanks for offering
Wait,
to
Go
help.
Fish.
This one's memory, and then we're going to do Go Fish. Okay, so here they are, friends. This is what you're going to do with this. And this is a game that you can play over and over and over and over again to practice this. And the nice thing about this is you're practicing spring vocabulary words, and you're also practicing saying he and she and using full sentences. So this one can hit a lot of goals all at once, and it's fun. Okay, so this is how I want you to do it. So your grown-up or who you're playing with can check that your answer's right, okay? She is holding a caterpillar. He is holding a bunch of flowers. Not a match for me, so I'm going to flip them over. Colleen, do you want to go next?
She is standing under a rainbow. He is catching butterflies.
Not a match, right? Not the same, so flip them back over. Go ahead, Tim. So what will...
She is holding a caterpillar.
Yep, keep it on the ground so our friends can see it, okay? Can you do this?
Oh.
Oh, and you do not have to read. Friends, there are words. You do not have to read the words. You can just describe the picture.
She is holding tulips.
Tulips. So she is holding, say it right, honey. She is holding a caterpillar, and she is holding tulips. Not a match. Talking rude.
Sorry.
All right, Colleen, your turn, honey. Oh, my turn. Sorry. Oh, she is holding tulips. Oh, I hope I don't get this wrong on camera. I really don't know where it is.
Oh.
My friends at school know that when I play games like this, I'm usually paying attention to what they're doing and not the game, and I'm not great at games. She is holding tulips. So, friends, if you get a match, I usually tell you get to go again. So she is standing under a rainbow. He is catching butterflies. Not a match. All right. Perfect. Go ahead.
He is holding a
Put
bunch
it right here
of
so they can
flowers.
see.
Go with this one.
And again, you do not have to read it. You can just describe the
He
picture.
is flying a kite.
Good job.
Not match.
Tim, one more, and then we'll switch to Go Fish. Okay.
is wearing a
Yep.
raincoat.
Yep, she is wearing a raincoat. Good job.
He standing under a rainbow.
He is standing under a rainbow. So friends, what I want to show you, like I said, we're practicing he and she, but it's also a lot of spring vocabulary. The raincoat that we wear in the spring because it rains endlessly right now, and then rainbows come out in the spring because there's a lot of a lot of rain and some sunshine. So that's how you would play that until you're all done. The other way we can use these, I'll collect them, guys. The other ways you can use these is, that's okay. The other way you can use these is a Go Fish game. And that's a fun way to practice taking turns, and it's a good way to pass time when you're in your house all day long. And it's a great way to work on your language, okay? I'm kind of cheating on the shuffling here. I feel like they're not super unshuffled. Okay. All right, ready? Can you stop? Can you play along? All right. Colleen, do you want to ask Timmy first?
Yes. Do you have, he is holding a caterpillar.
So she's taking the
No.
picture of this one and asking him for that. So you tell her, go fish.
Go fish.
All right, Tim, can you ask me?
Do you have a boy catching a butterfly?
So you're going to say what? Because we're practicing he and she.
Do you have
Would it be he is catching a butterfly or she is catching a butterfly?
he is catching a butterfly?
Good. For the
Do you have he is catching a butterfly?
I do. So grown up, that's a good way. If they say that he said, do you have the boy is catching the butterfly, which isn't helpful for this pronoun game, you want to make them get them to say he is catching a butterfly. They were right, but it's just not using the he and she. So make sure you're saying he, filling that word with he or she. Okay?
You're just showing me.
That's okay. I'm not really paying attention to the game. Okay, so you got a match, so you get to ask again.
Do you have she is wearing a raincoat?
Good
You get to go again because you got a match.
Do you have she is holding tulips?
I do not. Go fish.
Thank you.
Colleen, do you have he is holding a bunch of flowers?
No, go fish.
Okay.
Timmy, do you have, he is holding a caterpillar.
No, go fish.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right, do one more because they kind of get the idea how to do it. Timmy boy, your turn.
Oh, I
Is-
gotta match it, put them down
Do
right.
you have she is standing under a rainbow?
I do not have she is standing under a rainbow. Grown up's a good way to kind of model it too. Afterwards, I do not go fish. Colleen. Well, we can end there. So friends, this would be a great way, and not just for this week. If you make this game and can hold on to it, this is a great one to play all the time. Another way you can play games like this when it has these cards for certain things is you could play a game like Candyland and, flip a card for each turn. So, all right, it's your turn. Let's see. She is wearing a raincoat. My turn to go. So just a great way to practice a lot of language kind of things. So thanks for listening, everybody. Please do your things at home. Print them out if you can. Draw them if you can. I've gotten a few videos from you guys, and it makes my day. It makes me so happy to see that you're practicing all our language things, and I love to see your smiling faces because I miss seeing you at school. So please do the videos and do the activities and send me pictures of you doing them. Okay? Bye, guys. Thanks so much.